Hello and welcome everybody to the second series of the day, the last quarterfinal for the I-League Season number 2 qualifiers, at least the Southeast Asian qualifiers. It is going to be Invasius versus Underminer, Regal. I'm not too sure which name they go by, whether it's Regal or Underminer, although by the tags I would guess Underminer, but in any case, we are HeflaTV, your English coverage for the qualifiers here. I'm Coucher, once again I am joined by Mr. Blackadder as well. Do you have any great expectations for this game?
Southeast Asian delays is what I expect.
At least we started the load-in just right on time.
That's one thing, I suppose, but right now being sat on a pause leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, it's even if this pause lasts for like 10 minutes, we're still going to be 30 minutes faster than the first series.
Don't even jest.
You got to look at the bright side of things, man.
I don't see bright sides. I see the facts. The facts are this is Southeast Asian Dota. There is a delay.
Yeah, when it's just not people being late, it's just the servers messing up or something is always happening almost. But for this series, I mean, Invasion, they must be the favorites coming into this for sure. I really haven't seen Underminer at all before, so I have no clue at all what to expect. All I know that is they beat Nvidia Aces, which is a pretty formidable team, did fairly well for themselves at the MPGL as well. So they beat them 2-0 as well, so I guess even a more convincing of a performance. But Invasion, man, they've been like in the top 3 or top 5 at the very least of the Southeast Asian Dota for like at least half a year now, and pretty much with the exact same lineup as well, so gonna be a tough feat for the dire side here.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. Invasion I have seen so many times. We've cast them together so many times. My money is on Invasion.
I would probably make the same bet if I was a betting man, but betting is...
What do you mean, if you're a betting man?
If I haven't bet a single thing. I haven't bet a single time on a game of Dota or pretty much anything.
I see.
Because betting is just... it's not appealing to me. And some people are like, they need to bet just so watching the games would be more interesting for them or something, but Dota is interesting enough for me.
I like to bet on occasion. I mean, there's the university I go to. There's a group of us. There's a university poker game going to be happening next week. It's interesting.
I mean, playing poker and betting is different though.
One is the exact same as the other. Poker involves betting.
No, poker you play for your money, but you, as a skilled person, can actually do something about it. Whereas if you bet on a game, it's just a little bit random, and it's like unnecessary tension coming into the game then.
Okay, chat, help me out here. Poker equals betting, yes?
Poker and betting on games is just way different. Because one is actually like, okay, arguably you have to calculate your bets as well if you bet on games, but poker you can do so much more yourself because it's a matter of your own skill more than just randomly putting money on something. It's not like you're betting on somebody else to win the poker game.
True, but when it comes to betting with Dota, I know a lot of people who do bet, and they look at the odds, they look at the facts, they look at the strengths and weaknesses of the team before they place their bet. I know people who think logically on that, not, oh, I like C9, let's bet on C9 to win, lol.
I mean, it would make sense to bet that way, but a lot of people just bet randomly, and then in the chat they're like, oh no, got them fan gaze, no throwing, blah blah. It happens every single time, man. Or if you bet, at least don't be sour if you lose.
Well, you should never be sour if you lose. But it seems we're finally underway, and
that was the longest reconnect in the history, man.
Something like that. But now we are underway. We have Underminer versus Invasion. I'm wondering what we're going to see from Underminer here, because I don't know this team. I don't know their signature heroes. I don't know their advanced tactics or stratagems. Should be quite interesting.
Yeah, it definitely should. Hopefully they're going to pull out something completely crazy. Go Huskar, man. Of course, Huskar really depends on what lineup you're up against, but I've seen like maybe 2 or 3 Huskars in the past couple of weeks. Most of them, or 2 of them failed. One was started off as a fail, but in the end won them the game. So it can be strong if you get enough farm, if you like get the lifesteal going and have a couple of items, but you never really want the hero that is useful only when he has like 2 or 3 big items.
I suppose in some ways, although many carries fit that bill, they need 2 to 3 big items to be powerful. Some sooner, sure, but I don't know. Either way, we do get banouts on the Brew, we get banout on the Bat by Underminer, and Invasion will take away the Death Prophet. Yay! And the Tide.
Well, it's just fairly straightforward bans. Against Invasion, I think Batrider has kind of been the go-to ban for any other team facing Invasion as well. Ghost definitely plays it quite often for himself, so it makes sense. They know how Invasion play. Both of the teams are from Malaysia, of course, so I'd really expect them to scrim against each other. Not too sure if it's actually true as well, because Underminer, I do believe they're a so-called Division 2 team, at least from Join Dota League, so haven't really made a name for themselves with the big boys, so not too sure if they scrim against each other or not, but they do start with a Vengeful. So Invasion, Ogre is available if they want to go for that one, and well, it is the first pick. But what's the second one gonna be?
I would say, when I look at a VS, it'll be indicative of, oh, we want something to go with this aura. So, options. What do we have? Ogre, I should think, and maybe a Witch Doctor to start. That could work, or an Ogre, and Lycan to take it away from the enemy could be the order of business. Both of these are likely.
Yeah, they could go for either one, really. But Jakiro will be the pickup instead. The good thing about the Jakiro is that it's a little bit versatile as far as how you want to lane this, so you can definitely change your draft midway through. Underminer though, picking up an Elder Titan, so first of all, reduce the base armor to 0, then get the minus armor from the Wave of Terror. Extremely scary combination if you can actually get it running as well. So no clue what Invasion are going to go for next, but I kind of expect Invasion to pick up a Viper just because it's the hero that they run so often, and they pretty much have the most impressive Viper I've seen in most games.
I could see that. I could certainly see that. But now going into the next ban stage, what do you think Underminer are going to take out?
I still think maybe if they know enough about Invasion, the Viper might be a worthy ban for them. Also a rather hard hero to bring down, even if you just reduce his armor, even some magic resistance. Still just such an annoying hero with the corrosive skin to deal with. So I think against Invasion it would be a worthy ban. If not, maybe just target some offlaners, ban out a Centaur for example.
Ban out a Centaur, okay. Banning out a Centaur...
Faceless Void, maybe?
Banning out Void, yeah, I do agree with. Banning out Slark, yeah, I was about to say, good one. Ban out on the Medusa, I suppose, yeah, we've seen Medusa twice in a row so far today, and I get really annoyed at seeing a hero too many times in a day. Medusa, ideally one of those, because it's a late game farming hero when I like early fighting, personally, but... We could be looking for ban on the Void, ban on the Earthshaker, maybe. We could see bans on a Templar Assassin would make some sense in Invasion's case, considering single target spells coming out of Underminer.
It definitely could be possible, but what are the odds of Underminer actually going for like a mass minus armor strategy, like picking up a Slardar off top of this as well already?
I don't see a Slardar being the option here, not when you've already got an ET, but with the Spirit of ET, with the Wave of Terror, to me it just seems like a Templar Assassin game, even with the Jakiro present for Invasion.
Well, if they did go for Templar Assassin, like you mentioned, Jakiro would be there, and not only that, also Ogre with the Ignite. So maybe it wouldn't be the greatest game, but minus armor wise, just physical damage, the output would be sickening. So it's a possibility, but Invasion banning out the Naga and do go for the Faceless Void that, well, maybe should have gotten banned instead of the Ember Spirit, although Kechikimba plays it rather often as well, the Ember Spirit, most of the time successfully so. So I guess it's a kind of team-specific ban, but that also means that they don't want to go for an Ember themselves, which is a really strong combination with the Elder Titan. So what are they gonna go for instead?
To pair with the Elder Titan and VS... Drow, maybe, there's a hero that can work here. Lycan does go... Darkseer, actually, I wouldn't mind seeing with this.
For Underminer?
Yeah, Darkseer with a good vacuum into an Earth Splitter, or an Enigma with a good black hole into an Earth Splitter. But there's the Phoenix. So,
Well, it doesn't rule out a possibility for the Darkseer, I guess. Just vacuum into Supernova. It could be possible. But Phoenix, I've seen really mixed results from that hero. Most of them, I do believe, have kind of flopped completely. Some Phoenixes completely overtake the game, on the other hand. And actually, one game I saw Terrorblade and Phoenix together. First of all, the Sunray keeping Terrorblade alive for years and years. And then Aghanim Scepter, Phoenix dragging the Terrorblade into the Supernova. And once they resurge, the Metamorphosis of cooldown. So another Metamorphosis straight after. They could go for something like that. Plus, of course, with the minus armor they already have, Terrorblade would be a sick damage output.
it would be, but a Terrorblade has the problem of being very squishy. And if a Terrorblade gets caught inside a Chronosphere with, let's say, a Macropia going down, because you've got Jakiro and the Void combination, or even just multi-casts from an Ogre, a Terror will drop. Terror's squishiness is a huge issue that has to be addressed.
That is certainly true. So it's whether you are willing to take the risk just to maybe have a slightly weaker early game thanks to that. Thanks to the Terrorblade just needing to farm up those first couple of items to actually be tanky enough to join the fight. But we'll see. Invasion, they are taking quite some time now with their own 4th pick. Maybe against the Phoenix, something like just increased attack speed would be nice. I wouldn't mind the Troll. Troll Faceless Void combination is pretty strong, but really it's almost only like Goomba Gaming who plays the Troll Warlord.
Goomba, though, are very entertaining when they do pick the Troll. I've seen Balkan Bear's Corleone pick it up as well, though. But it'll be an Invoker for Invasion, so we're looking for a very all-rounded draft that I've expected from these guys for some time. It'll be a safe lane Void, backed up by the Jakiro and the Ogre. Then you've got Invoker mid lane, and we're looking for an off-laner. Clockwork would actually work quite well here.
It wouldn't be too bad, for sure. I mean, Clockwork, I guess melee heroes is going to be excellent. Jakiro struggles rather hard against Clockwork as well, to be honest. Just because you get cogged and battery assaulted, you cannot cast a single spell just because your cast point is so bad. But whether Underminer are going to go for it, it depends on who they want to send offlane, and with the heroes that they have, I have seen Phoenix played safe lane for Balkan Bears, but at the moment, I think Elder Titan or Phoenix is the offlane for them already. Or did you mean Clockwork for Invasion?
I meant Clockwork for Invasion. I mean, you've got Sunstrike, set that up within a Clockwork cogs. Jakiro loves Clockwork. You get my point with the Clockwork.
Yeah, it's definitely something that could be running, and usually if you have like other melee cores on your side, Clockwork actually might screw them over a little bit with the cogs, but Faceless Void, he has the time walk, so he wouldn't care too much about it, so I can definitely see it being a potential pick for them. But Regal themselves, or Underminer, they went for a Razor, so minus armor is gonna be even more coming out from them, just Eye of the Storm as well on top of everything they had. Is this a little bit of an overkill?
It could be, but it does depend on how Underminer lane this one and what their final pick is. Razor, I would like to see in the mid lane for this matchup, off lane Phoenix, support ET roaming with VS, and for a final pick, I would want something with a very good stun, something that can deliver, or maybe even safe lane Razor and then mid Magnus.
Well, I would love to see Magnus. It's been such a long time since I actually seen that hero. And just, I'm in the mood for some big ultimates, just big reverse polarities, just give us something entertaining.
Well, they need something to ensure these heroes are locked down for the supernova. Otherwise, everyone's just going to run away, and then the supernova is a nuked point. But Enigma doesn't really fit. Unless you put a core ET, which could work actually. You could then put Phoenix mid, offlane ET, Enigma jungle, Razor safe lane with the VS. That actually wouldn't be a miss either. Both of these could work out, but you need something to lock down, be it an Enigma, be it a Magnus. I mean, Tide would be the other one I'd mention, but, well, banned. Rightfully so.
Yeah, Tide is just such a strong hero, definitely deserves the first phase ban. Or, well, whenever. It's probably picked if it's not banned in the first phase anyway, at least in most cases. But Invasion, they do go for the Witch Doctor in the end, so it's going to mean a core Jakiro for them. Probably at least. I guess there's a small chance of a core ogre or witch doctor as well, but most likely Jakiro. And just even more damage into the chronosphere. If Underminer get caught in the chrono, they are just gonna be so dead.
Yeah, that's a big problem though. Get caught in a chrono, everyone dies. It's all relying on the chrono. There's the problem. I mean, outside of the chrono, you've got the Invoker for some damage, you've got the Ogre and the Jakiro, but all of the ultimates are near enough going to be thrown into the chronosphere, with big 5-man chrono team fights being the idea, the idea behind the team at least. And it'll be a PA. Okay, I did not see this coming, considering I just feel they lack lockdown in a big way, unless they want to. No, they can't really do that. They can't rely on the sleep because it'll be removed the second the Phoenix pops into the ultimate by the first tick. This will be an interesting one from Underminer, and it's going to be a good experiment to see how they perform with an unorthodox draft. Considering, you know me, how I look at unorthodox drafts. They are the line between genius and insanity. I wonder which way this will fall.
Well, it's definitely different. But maybe they've practiced the same kind of lineup before as well. I'm not too sure because I've never seen any lineup like this. Like you said, definitely something with lockdown could have been a better choice. Phantom Assassin though does give them a lot of late game power as well. Even mid game, Phantom Assassin is one of the cores that can relatively just fight fairly well for himself. Stifling Dagger, excellent slow, nice damage as well, pure damage after all. You can just Phantom Strike on them as well if need be, and Blur will be somewhat helpful. But it's going to be hard for Phantom Assassin. Definitely needs a BKB this game.
Yeah, a BKB is a 100% must. But the big thing I'm looking at here is, can this PA really just go in and fight, considering tries to jump on the Jakiro, Ice Path, try to jump on an Ogre, multicast, try to jump on a Witch Doctor early game, cast, then Cold Snap. All of it can get neutered by BKB, sure, but if Missy can't get a good start, it's going to be rough. But on that note, we should probably introduce the teams. And for Underminer, we've got Missy Z on the Phantom Assassin. Down on the Elder Titan, we've got JNY, I'm guessing Johnny. I suppose we'll call him that for the duration of the game. We've got CK on the Phoenix. I really wish I was playing the CK in this case. I love seeing CK played. We've got Vism on the Razor, and finally, rounding out the lineup for Underminer, we've got Boys on the Vengeful Spirit. And I didn't realize we had Arteezy in the game.
Well, on the other side though, we will have Ghost on the offlane Jakiro, leaving FCFC on the mid lane Invoker, with Shen Gigi on the Witch Doctor, Ketchikimba playing the Faceless Void, and the last one will be the Support Ogre, played by ADTR. But usually Ketchikimba the mid lane player, FCFC I guess he sometimes plays mid lane as well, although usually it's like safe lane Centaur or something along those lines. So we'll see how well he's going to perform, but it's an Exort Invoker, probably not all that surprising considering you have a Faceless Void on your team.
Yeah, Exort Invoker looking for those big Sunstrikes. Should be able to get a good set of early Forge Spirits and harass Missy. And Missy is really going to need early points and Blur to survive this level of harass. But I am wondering, I'm putting my money on Invasion for obvious reasons, but are you willing to bet where the first blood will occur?
I'm gonna say mid lane on the Phantom Assassin.
Okay, I suppose that's a reasonable choice. I'm going to say top lane on the Jakiro. I mean, it's a very nasty lane for Jakiro, and if he gets caught out by one single magic missile or one single rotation, that's going to be nasty.
Well, early on, the one magic missile might not be enough. Paralyzing cast bottom lane, they want to CK, but he still has the Icarus dive as well if need be. There's no real silence, no ancient seal or anything, which actually is pretty annoying against the Phoenix. Yeah. Or even last word from a silencer, for example. You last word up Phoenix, he uses Icarus dive, silences him with using the spell, and then I'd kind of stop it halfway through and we'll just come back to the point he started at.
Yeah, and I suppose this dual versus tri-lane scenario for Invasion and Underminer here. The tri-lane does have a bit of an advantage in keeping these heroes forced back, specifically CK, but the escape power of the Phoenix is something to take note of, and the stun combinations coming out of Invasion is the thing to look at on the flip side of the coin. They'll get the Maledict combination off Sunstrike, who does not land on CK, but he's still ticking down from the Ignite and the Maledict. I don't think it'll be enough to net a kill by any stretch of the imagination, but it does at least force some regen to be used.
Yeah, just eating tangos while you're mad addicted already helps out quite a lot there as well. But now it's back to full HP, but had to go through the healing salve, whereas Faceless Void, for example, didn't have to use any mana at all for that. Had he maybe gotten the Time Walk, a few extra right clicks, maybe would have been enough, especially with a Lucky Bash in there as well.
Yeah, yeah.
At least they're still like showing some kind of dominance. They are up against a dual lane with a tri-lane after all, and it is expected for them to win this and not really give too much to Underminer there.
Well, if they can control Underminer through this early game, it's really ball invasion's court. Underminer need a good aggressive start. If they just sit back and want farm, well, you're up against a Void and an Invoker with a core Jakiro who's probably going to pick up a Veil of Discord with this much magic damage on the team. It's nasty.
Oh god, that would be nasty indeed. Although a lot of teams, for some reason, I'm not too sure if they're not even considering the item at all, or just because it's not that common of an item, they don't really think about it and don't think it would be good enough. Like, for example, I'm not too sure what the exact lineup was, but it was like Zeus, Skywrath Mage, plus something more really magic heavy, and they were like, nope, we're not going Veil, screw this.
Yeah, that was the game where I was advocating a Veil for so long, and we just did not see one. It was driving me up the wall, if I remember correctly. A lineup like that, it's a Veil of Discord. GG, you've got all of the magic nuke in the world. What you need now, more nuke. Veil.
Yeah, the thing is that for Invasion, Veil would even boost up the Faceless Void's damage a little bit, just because Time Lock, it is magical damage. So it would get some sick value out of this for sure, but I really liked it in Invasion. They also have some physical mixed in there, just from the Death Ward of the Witch Doctor, for example. So even if you build like BKB, you're not going to be immediately safe at least.
Yeah, I can see that. I can certainly see that. But still no first blood. 4.5 minutes into the game. It's much more of a laid-back style than we've seen from the first series we had, specifically with the aggression coming out of Rave.
Well, for the early game, yes, but we had some pretty passive games before as well.
Yeah, you know me. Passive games just drive me nuts. We want those big 2 kills a minute game where we just get all of the action forever.
Yeah, those are nice. And well, sometimes there's even too much action to really catch everything on camera, just because there are games every now and then where literally every single lane has action at the same time.
Those are the games I love. Usually they involve an undying.
It's definitely just when it's like tri-lane versus tri-lane action, but Time Walk forward, Fire Blast, Sunstrike to follow will land squarely onto Johnny. So Elder Titan goes down, ADTR picks up the first blood. Boys even TP'd in on the Vengeful, but the TP took just about as long as the kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, the level of nuking power for Invasion now is starting to add up. Level 3 on the Ogre, so 2 points up in the Ignite, that's going to burn down a lot. You had the Sunstroke on top of that from the Invoker, and you had Castle Maledict. It's just so much damage. Speaking of Invoker, though, FC could be in a lot of trouble. Does get stunned out. Missy crits and cleans up the first kill on the Invoker.
Well, I do have to point out that we were both wrong about where the first blood will happen.
You just had to go and say it.
Of course, man. Got to play it right, man. No cheating, no cheating.
Cheat? Me? Never.
But really nice kill, Phantom, or Vengeful Spirit rather, making the best out of his TP to the bottom lane. Otherwise wouldn't have been able to accomplish anything. And although Phantom Assassin with a couple of lucky crits, he can maybe even get the solo kill onto the Invoker, if he's really lucky. Vengeful Spirit just coming in there with the minus armor, making it so easy for them.
Yeah, I was looking at a top lane. Vism literally just survived by the skin of his teeth. The ice path missed him by millimeters. Hell, fractions of millimeters.
Mid lane though, FC now has to be careful again, just because 3 heroes are just wanting to kill him. Oh god, Elder Titan is there. Boy is gonna run in as well. Of course gets spotted out, but there's the Phantom Strike with the Stifling Dagger. A few more right clicks. Johnny blocks them a little bit. Sunstrike won't do too much at all. Just a really easy kill. Vex Invoker could have Ghost Walked, but not the case.
Yeah, this is starting to become a problem here for the Invoker. I mean, getting killed twice by Missy with the Phantom Assassin, that's not what you want. She's already got the full power treads, actually, going for power treads, not phase. And we're looking really for an early BKB. And if we get that early BKB on PA, Underminer have one hell of an advantage in this game.
Oh, they definitely do. I mean, Phantom Assassin getting off the good start is always a worry for the enemy team, just because Phantom Assassin can just turn around the game even with a bad start. So if he has a good start, he can completely overtake the game. Just come in with a couple of crits, kill hero after hero. But do you think he's gonna go for something like a Helm of Dominator next, get some lifesteal, or do you build Battle Fury to just have some massive farming speed?
Massive farming speed, going for farm acceleration could be, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the order of business for this game, considering how this has played so far.
Oh, ShenGG, he's in so much trouble. Magic Missile, although CK did not stop the Icarus dive, so that might save them the kill. There's the Chronosphere as well. Voodoo Restoration keeps him alive. They lose Boys. Johnny gonna get time locked up as well. They're gonna lose the Elder Titan. That was a misplay by the Phoenix. Had it just stopped the Icarus dive, would have been easy kill on the Witch Doctor, but for some reason didn't do it.
Yeah, stopping the Icarus dive, knowing when to do that at the right time is one of the highest skill caps on the Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix has its uses, has its caveats, but when you can give away Kekik Imber a Chronosphere double kill, it's not ideal considering how strong Kekik is of a Void player. I mean, he's up there with Chrissy for me when it comes to Void players, and they'll just pick up an easy Sunstrike. Phoenix goes down, not a chance to survive that.
Really well done. So Invasion picking up their own kills as well. Kechi Kimba or is gonna rather have the Mask of Madness done on the Faceless Void soonish as well, just needs the recipe for it. And although Invoker has died twice, still has 4 last hits more than the Phantom Assassin, and looks to be going for a Hand of Midas, which I think like 90% at least of the extra team Invokers go for.
I'm actually just waiting for the Sunstrike to come up to this top lane now, because look at Visum. He has so low health. This is just a kill waiting to happen, especially when you consider TP in from Shen. We're looking for the kill. Sunstrike drop? Yes, it will. Ice Puff there. There's no escape. Invoker cleans up another. FZ on point with those Sunstrikes.
Yeah, and of course the supporting cast making it rather easy for them to land it as well. So really well done. I have to applaud them for actually getting the stuns and just timing it correctly. It doesn't sound as hard as a thing to do when you have like Fire Blast and everything to set it up. But I've seen a lot of teams just fail even with the easiest of combinations.
Yep, so, and now they're going for CK as well. Once again, CK falls. He tried to Icarus dive, but he got caught by a time lock. Kekik stuns on command.
I do have to say that later on, the Phoenix's Fire Spirits are probably going to be pretty great for survivability if you land it on the Faceless Void. But Ghost, he gets stunned up. Will they have enough? Wisdom's Static Link did get broken, so didn't get enough damage stolen, or didn't get any damage stolen for that matter, so no follow-up there. Chikiro survives once again, 6-2 the kill score, Faces Void. Oh, he Chronos up, Johnny, Sunstrike to follow, and with the Sunstrike, that is gonna be the kill.
This is just becoming a big problem here. You've got the Invoker getting kills left, right, and center. Kekik doing the exact same thing. Right now, I'm going to say at 10 minutes, Underminer on the clock.
It looked good for them at the start. They got the 2 kills and everything, but after that invasion, they just got enough. Fire Spirits will harass the Faceless Void quite a lot from the Phoenix. But is he gonna die for this? No. If he had Supernova, maybe he could go for it, but even then, Time Walk is there for... Oh, Faceless Void, there's the Icarus dive. Not gonna catch him. Healing salve up as well. So Faceless Void will be fine for now. Whereas Phoenix, at least he has the Tranquil Boots. So they're going to kick in at some point and he's going to get the regeneration. But until then, he just has to stay so far back. And mid lane, well, misses it. He's just going to go down. Therefore, weren't even used for this. Nothing to Phantom Strike to.
Yeah, they're not even going to give him a chance to consider escaping. I like that use of ultimates there. That is justified to me. And it'll be a case of tier 1 is the order of business here. Johnny being forced back by the Ogre. And of course, ADTR, if he finds one single misstep of Johnny, he will punish him very heavily. But still, tier 1 down. First tower of the game, I believe, in favor of Invasion.
Yeah, things are going just so well for them. That's Midas finished on Invoker as well. Not that fast, just because he did die early on twice. But still, quite a lot more net worth than the Phantom Assassin has at this point. Who has gone for straight off Ogre Club, so BKB will be the first order of business for him.
Yeah, well, BKB, I like this idea of a BKB. BKB against this lineup, yeah, damn straight.
Just look at the effigy in the Dire base, the Chaos Knight one. First of all, it's created by CK, the player, and it says Davai. Just, why the hell do you not pick that hero then? It is the perfect Davai hero. Let's just go, man. Let's go.
I gotta admit, I do really like Chaos Knight. One of the heroes that should really be picked more, but he just lacks a flash farming mechanic. It's the biggest problem with him. And he is hands down one of my favorites because he pop Phantasm and he just causes all manner of havoc. Got my first rampage on stream with him. It's quite fun. But right now, it seems that FC could be in a little bit of trouble. May realize that Johnny and boys are hanging around, but not going to be that easy to kill him, I don't think.
Yeah,
not
he has
anymore,
that one point into X now as well, so we'll have the Ghost Walk if needed.
QQ Walk, easy way to escape anything. It's a good way to remember the spell for it. And now in comes Kekik. Oh, looking for the chrono. Doesn't quite find Johnny. Oh, does he? Yes, he does. With that Muscle Madness going as well. Where's the Sunstrike? Looking for a Sunstrike. It's going to fall. And there's no escape here for Johnny. But now you've got Kekik fighting up against Missy. If Missy can catch him, that's going to be a big, big kill. But in comes the Supernova, just burning away. Managed to bring down Faceless Void. And good kills across the board. 1 for 1.
Yeah, it was Chronosphere for Supernova as well, I guess, but Chronosphere used for a support kill, not that impactful, but in the meantime, Ghost, he finally actually reaches the tier 1 tower on the top lane and immediately level 4 Liquid Fire. Just such easy tower pushing with a Jakiro in that case. So at least they're getting more of a trade-off with this. They might not get the tower entirely, although Shen, GG, gonna go for Elder Titan. Sunstrike will land as well, but the Maledict, the Maledict somehow missed?
I'm guessing he might have caught it on the tree line, but it should not matter at the end of the day. They're going to still lose this tier 1 tower on the top lane to the Liquid Fire if they're not careful. 1, 2. It gets denied by Missy, but now Missy could be in some trouble. Burning from all of these dots, more dots, cover him in dots, and will fall to Shen on that Witch Doctor.
Yeah, the Paralyzing Cask, he Phantom Strike next to a creep and the cask just bounced back to him. That was a little bit unfortunate, but really well done by Invasion as well. So in the end, the tower deny, not really worth it in this case. Just because Phantom Assassin, he kind of needs to be the hero for their team. Although Razor has a little bit more farms just because he was allocated safe lane farm. Still the Phantom Assassin is probably going to be just the man of the match if Underminer actually win this game.
And right now, it seems like it's all in Invasion's court. Let's take a quick look at the graph, shall we? That's a pretty damn steep climb. 7.5 gold lead, 5k experience lead. Tall order here, and Jakiro will clean up the Elder Titan. More dots were thrown, it seems, and covering things in dots seems to work.
It always does, man. Throwing dots, the safest way to just secure yourself some kills. And with that, Jakiro, although he didn't have the greatest last hit number earlier on, just because against the Razor he was struggling quite a lot, now already has a Yule Scepter, so Yule Scepter into Ice Path, which is still only level 1 unfortunately, but there's the Yule Scepter. Ice Path will follow. Will the Sunstrike be there? Nope, Supernova. Nice dodge actually. And I do believe it just almost came off cooldown. But it does survive, although Supernova used for... I guess for survival it's fine, although you would want to use it aggressively for kills.
Well, using it to survive, I don't know. I would prefer hold that for a team fight, but again, Underminer don't have the best lockdown control, so it's not a bigger deal in a team fight as it could be, so it's a hard one to call.
If they had something like a puck, it could be so much easier to just get the Supernova or otherwise just get the Dream Coil to break. But they really do lack the AoE lockdown, and like you already mentioned, even if Elder Titan had Echo Stomp, the burn would just remove the sleep immediately pretty much. So I'm not too sure. The Phoenix pick, you would want to have some synergy with that usually.
Usually, yeah. I was hoping for a Magnus or an Enigma, just so we can get the Supernova stun combinations, guarantee the full duration damage of the Supernova and the extra stun on top. That can be the game-breaking team fight with that combination. But right now, ADTR certainly looking to put some backup here behind Ghost, and if they can find this kill on maybe Boys or Johnny, this could be very bad here for Underminer, but they do have backup rotating in. You've got Vism and Missy. They want to fight. They're looking to fight, but it's going to be 4v2 in favor of Underminer if this does happen. So bad things abound here. Swap goes back onto the Ogre. One multicast comes out. Ice Path. Triple Ice Path. Oh, does not land on anyone near enough, and this is a big problem. The Ogre will go down. Even with the Macropire, it just does not add up. I hear a Sunstrike. FC! FC again! Sunstrike Sniper at...
that was so fun. The Razor was in the Macropire for quite some time, and I do believe he didn't even activate the mech just because he thought he's fine. It's just because Invoker isn't that popular of a pick these days, so you're not that used to just dodging the Sunstrike anymore. At one point, Invoker was like the go-to hero, 100% picked or banned. but you just kind of forget the power of the Sunstrike, so you don't even go for the dodges. But CK doesn't want to go in, has the Supernova again. Kechik dropping rather low to the Fire Spirits, gonna have to time walk away. He does a lot of damage. There's the Supernova. Come on, you're free, just right click it. Kechik going for the runaway, burns down anyway. Now Shen GG will go down, and ADTR does even get stunned from it. I think if they had just stayed there with 3 of them and right clicked, it would have been enough, but now they lose 3 heroes instead.
They all had the Flaming Spirits debuff on them, so their attacks were all slowed. That was actually a really good play coming out of CK there. And honestly, if we see more of that, this Phoenix will pay off. That's 3 for nothing in favor of Underminer, and they're going to get a tier 1 tower off the back of this by the looks of things.
Yeah, the Fire Spirits are pretty much the most important part about the Phoenix that he needs to land before going for Supernova, and I guess this time around they did it correctly, although even so, I think Invasion with 3 heroes being there, they might have had enough attack speed. I mean, there was no one else around at that particular time from Underminer to help out the Phoenix in the Supernova, but Faces White, I guess he was just a little bit too low before already.
Yeah, and now you've got a mech on that.
They have double mech!
What? Double mech?
Razor and Phoenix both have mech.
Ooh, that's a bit of a miscommunication. In a big way as well, and now Imber eating a few Fire Spirits. If there was better communication, they could go for the Veil of Discord on maybe the Phoenix. Could work, but for their team, I would be more impressed to see, or considering what they're against, a Crimson Guard on the Razor, and then go for the mech on the Phoenix. I mean, Crimson Guard, you know how much I love that item.
I actually don't, man. I do not. Just because you've been occupied otherwise ever since Crimson Guard actually came out.
Okay, mathematically, the Crimson Guard I really do enjoy seeing. I mean, I much prefer, say, Crimson Guard on a carry like a Razor, where Vanguard was before an acceptable choice. Crimson Guard makes it just insane. A Crimson Guard also really damn good on a Spectre or any of those other heroes that filled that role. Hell, even an anti-mage, Crimson Guard can make or break a game, especially when you're against excessive physical damage. It works on the Forge Spirits, it works on the Invoker. Now FZ at it again though, boys. Gonna evaporate under the Meteor. Now Vism looking to get a return kill though. Can they bring down FZ? Yes, they damn well can. That's a pretty damn big kill. Now in comes the Death Wheel though, and Chen forced to cancel it. They're going to be forced to retreat, but not before they get another kill onto that Witch Doctor Hell. They're going to try to get a counter though on Vism. Can ADTR finish up? Yes, he damn well can with that Ignite. Now you've got Missy starting to chip away. Does manage to bring down the Ogre. In the back lines of the fight, they did lose some more heroes. The Phoenix went down as well as the Ogre in the side, but Ghost and Keck will still stand.
So looking at the numbers, a little bit more gold and a little bit more XP gained for Underminer there. Just because Invasion they were more farmed in general, but it was a 3-for-3 trade. Chronosphere completely whiffed, didn't even catch the Supernova Phoenix there. So Chronosphere, pretty horrible, but they got the Supernova down at least. Mask of Madness activated on Faces Void with the Maelstrom providing extra movement speed. Quite easy for them, but there's a BKB now on Missy. He had a haste rune last fight as well, but now he has double damage. With a double damage in BKB, he can just create so much not even confusion, but he can just blink in and kill somebody immediately.
Yeah, that's sort of what you need to do, just blink in and kill someone. But that fight, what was it, 3-for-3 at the end of it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that fight was fairly even for both teams, and we can sort of see the impact on the graph. It's still above a 5k lead for Invasion. Experience starting to come down in favor of Underminer. So Underminer, they are showing they know their stuff, and this is the first time casting them, and I'm reasonably impressed by what I'm seeing.
It's just Invasion, they have considerably slowed down as well. It's not as easy to just go into the enemy jungle and hunt for the Sunstar kills as it was a couple of minutes ago. Just because they are getting some items of their own, and Razor only 2 parts away from finishing up his Aghanim Scepter. Had he gone for straight off Aghanims instead of the mech and just left Phoenix to go for the mech, he would already have it a little bit stronger. Although last fight, Eye of the Storm actually was his death just because Eye of the Storm killed off the Necro Warrior. So there was no control for him over it, of course. A little bit unfortunate, but it's always something that is the downside with the Razor. You cannot really control Eye of the Storm that well.
No, you can't. And controlling the Eye of the Storm, if you could do that, it would be pretty damn good, but I suppose if you can just focus a target, that target will always be the lowest, thus it will take the Eye of the Storm damage, but whoa, Vism does manage to get spied out here by Ghost, and Could this be a fight? It's going to be an Ice Path to cancel. No, it's going to be a Yule's to cancel. Then comes the Ice Path. You got Chen here as well. Maledict, cast, Death Ward, Sunstrike, the works. Vism, what were you thinking? He goes down.
Well, to his credit, he tried to TP out, but little did it help. In the mid lane, double damage Phantom Assassin wanted to go for the Invoker. Brought him pretty low, but not low enough in the end. He has quite a lot of farm for himself. Of course, has had the Hand of Midas now for about 11 or so minutes, I want to say. What's his next item? Is it just Boots of Travels, or is it Force Staff, Use of your own, something like that on the Invoker?
Force Staff on the Invoker, I think, would work quite well here, be able to set up those ice walls a bit better. But speaking of fights, we've got Mizzy looking to go onto ADTR and will do so. Pops the BKB just for safety, which I suppose you've got to do against an Ogre just for the threat of multicast. But still, a kill is a kill.
Yeah, it's definitely nice for them to get it. Of course, Razor dying there definitely still makes it a worthwhile trade for Invasion. Although Faceless Void wasn't really farming up that much at the same time, but he's getting close, really close to his own BKB. And once that comes out, Supernova really not a big threat to him anymore. He can just easily stand there and right click away at the egg.
You look at the top lane. Jakiro split pushing still. With a Blink Dagger as well. Blink Dagger Jakiro, wow.
Rat Dota!
A rat Jakiro, a twin-headed rat.
Oh god, oh my god, when you put it like that, it sounds awful.
Someone get me a bloody mouse trap.
They want to go for a reason though. There's the Chronosphere comes out as well. Macropyre will follow, but the swap out from boys. Ice Path is there as well. They will get the Vengeful Spirit, but they might lose quite a lot in return. KG does get the Time Walk just before the Earth Splitter lands. Goes though, buys some more time with the Yule Scepter, but he's surrounded by 4. Well, at least Faceless makes it out, but hey, rather farm Jakiro at this point for a Vengeful Spirit. It's just not worth it. Of course, they weren't angling for the Vengeful to begin with. Just a nice swap out.
Yeah, it was a good swap. It's a call for a support at the end of the day, though, in favour of Underminer. And Underminer are holding their own. They're holding this siege. Sure, they've got to keep an eye on the twin-headed rat, which is probably now going to scar my mind for eternity. I never thought I would see that.
Especially if it should be that big as well as the Jakiro is. Oh my god.
Ugh.
That is something, if I ever get children, I can just scare them with, like scary nighttime stories or something. Twin-headed rats.
Someone is probably already making a picture of it.
If they are, I hope I'll never see it.
Yeah, same. Damn straight.
Although, then again, sometimes it's like better to see it as a picture because you might like picture it in your mind as way worse. But since we don't know if that would be the case, I'd still rather not look at the picture.
Ugh. Just imagine Nature's Prophet with 2 heads. That would be just as bad.
Oh no, that's fine, man.
No, it's not. Nature's Prophet is just as bad as that.
If it's, especially if it's like Dota 1 Nature's Prophet, Malfurion, man. You can never have enough of Malfurion heads.
No. Just no. Capture, just no.
Malfurion, best freaking druid ever, man. Yes.
Staghelm will go home. For those that get the reference.
Well, I mean, any druids will be fine for me, although Malfurion the best of them. Best of them all. Plus he had a little something with Tyrant. Yeah.
Who would want to be a druid anyway when you could be a warrior with a massive axe?
Well, if you're actually speaking like game-wise, then druid is the best just because you can literally be any role in the game, but otherwise druids are way better. Although warriors, they are fun as hell, just charge, man. That's all you need, charge.
Yeah, it's why I actually really enjoy playing the new PL. The new Phantom Lancer is really fun for that. Have you played him yet?
Wait. Phantom Lancer and fun in the same sentence?
Yeah.
No.
When that patch hit, I was playing Phantom Lancer just because they changed it into a fighter instead of more of a split pusher. So I was just playing around with it, and just the charge makes it so fun. You're fighting an anti-mage, he tries to blink, charge. He tries to blink, charge. On top of all of that as well, people who buy dust against the new PL.
All I can say is that I'm pretty happy that the PL is not in Captain's mode at the moment.
Oh, I really wish he was. I'm hoping to see it in Captain's Draft, just for all of the shenanigans that will incur.
But looking at the just item progression coming out from Underminer, Missy has picked up himself a Claymore, so most likely, I guess either a Shadow Blade, but I'm
Battle
hoping
Fury.
it's gonna be a Battle Fury.
That'll be a Battle Fury. If that's a Shadow Blade, shoot me now.
Oh god, indeed, I'm pretty much thinking the exact same thing. I would not want to live in a world that Phantom Assassins go for Shadow Blades.
Well,
I mean, some players really prefer Shadow Blades really on like almost any hero, but I definitely hope for a Battle Fury. Just increase your farm speed because he's falling behind a little bit at this point. So extra farm definitely wouldn't hurt him. And already has the BKB as well, which is down to 9 seconds. Used it for the Ogre kill earlier on, and I do have to say, although the early game was rather action-packed, mostly just because Invasion were going around getting Sunstrike kills every here and then. But now things have slowed down again. Are we gonna get another like 10-15 minutes of farming and just with like a few just single pickups in between?
I'm hoping for more fighting because we've had our fair share of long games already today, playing Medusa. So I'm hoping for fight. Fight would be fun. Hell, Roshan could be on the cards as well. We're 26 minutes in. Roshan should at least be order of business.
Well, it's definitely a possibility for them. I mean, they have a Vengeful after all. Does not have a Medallion of Courage, unfortunately, but should still be enough for them to actually pick it up. And one thing I don't think we've mentioned is that the Elder Titan is level 11 and has a Hand of Midas, has a Ghost Scepter now as well. Although, how much the Ghost Scepter will actually accomplish, I mean, I guess it can be useful if you can activate it before getting Chronoed, for example.
It all comes down to how quick your reflexes are. But if you within a chrono get the Ghost Scepter off first, you're going to die to Macropyre or to the Ogre, or to the Sunstrike, the Chaos Meteor, the Deafening Blast. A Ghost Scepter in this game is a double-edged sword to an extreme.
Well, we'll see how well Johnny or J-N-Y, I don't know, Johnny I guess, it makes sense. So, Elder Titan in any case definitely has to be really wary of his Ghost Scepter usage. But do we have any other items? Razor is going to finish up his Aghanims now in 2 gold. So that's going to be pretty huge for them. In the meantime, smoke up from Invasion. Checking Roach Pit first, and are they going to try to take it with the Necrobook and Force Spirits? Well, I guess they are. They even pop down the ward on the high ground, but it's going to get sentry if Siki wants to come in. Will they be able to fight this though?
I should think so. They've got the Elder Titan. I mean, the pit for the Elder Titan is the best place to fight, really. You can just set up such a good Earth Splitter through the middle of the pack. And I hear a Chronosphere. They're going to go onto everyone. That's a big meteor. If they can bring down Missy, that's huge. The BKB does go off. Can't finish him off. One more auto attack will do it. In comes the Earth Splitter. Not going to connect on anyone. Supernova goes off. All the damage in the world being drained from the Witch Doctor. Shen will go down as a result. Vism just doing some good damage across the board. Make that a double. Looking for more as well. Could it be a triple? Not going to quite find the triple, but still. 2 kills. Phoenix almost goes down to creeps as well, but 2 good kills there on the supports. And, well, I suppose a good thing that Kek managed to escape there with the Faceless Void. But again, it's Roshan time, and just look how quickly Roshan falls for Underminer. Could we look for some defensive? Could we look for a fight, I wonder? I don't think so. But the twin-headed rat on the top lane in the meantime brings the tower down to a 3rd health remaining.
If the Jakiro had been in the fight, probably would have been an easy win, although Invasion, they backed off so easily. They thought Missy is dead, they thought the other Titan is dead. Oh, the swap out, boys, will survive this. Ghost did arrive for the fight now, finally. But they let Phantom Assassin live with like, what, 100 HP? Almost the same for the Elder Titan as well. So, Faceless Void, he definitely backed off way too early there. Just, it was a complete wuss out by Invasion.
Yeah, if they had maybe commit to that fight a bit more, could have been better. But as it stands, I suppose Underminer have the advantage right now only due to the Aegis. And while they have the Aegis, they're still losing towers. This tier 2, possibly dead. This tier 3 at the top lane, nearly dead. Twin-headed rat is doing some good work in this game, as much as that sickens me to say it.
He most certainly is. But what's his next item choice here? And do we go for something like a Shiva to build straight off Hex?
Sheepstick would work quite well here, or Veil of Discord. I keep saying Veil for good reason, guys. Come on. I mean, I'll flip a table otherwise.
how big are the chances to actually go for like a BKB for your rat Dota to be even more efficient? Just because even if you get caught, you BKB TP out.
I don't really think it requires the BKB. It would certainly help, but I don't think it's going to be the option here.
Well, I guess in a sense that Underminer, they don't have that many disables. I mean, Echo Stomp is there, but other than that, like Magic Missile. But if the Vengeful is close by anyway, he can swap you out of a BKB TP as this. So I guess I feel like a Hex or Shivas would possibly be better. But Kejik finds himself. Oh god, poor Johnny. Elder Titan. He's gotten solo chrono at least 3 times this game already.
Yep, and then you just put in the Sunstrike from FZ, and then everything bad happens. Using the chrono for just that one Elder Titan kill now, I suppose it could still be worth it if they can keep acquiring worth. And I look at across the board here, you've got Jakiro at 3.6k gold, you've got a Faceless Void who's farming up fairly well. He's got his BKB, got a Maelstrom. I'd look for a Mjolnir or maybe an MKB next on him. And then you got the Witch Doctor, who doing relatively supporty things. And then to top this all off, we could be looking at a Skadi next for FZ. Skadi Invoker, scary stuff.
I'm almost positive it's gonna be a Hex instead, but Skadi wouldn't be too bad just kiting around the Phantom Assassin even. Even against Razor it would help out a little bit, just make him quite a bit slower. But also a big item that is gonna be coming out is in 300 gold ADTR Aghanim Scepter for the Ogre.
Yeah, and when the Aghanims is up, we've seen Aghanim's Ogre already once today. We're looking for those multi-cuts. We are looking to deliver nightmares.
Oh god, it's gonna be huge, but looks like Underminer, they don't want to wait too long. They still have the Aegis for a little while. They're gonna find Ghost first. Evil Scepter not used yet. Oh god, the immediate crit came out as well. 4 step forward. Is he gonna try to TP out Blink? And he's gonna be successful. No Wave of Terror anymore for Division.
That's the nice thing about the Blink Dagger Jakiro, the ability to just rat and escape like that. It's this pseudo BKB. I mean, you've got the Yules to put the target in the air that's chasing you, then you just wait out the Blink Dagger cooldown time.
There's a Ghost Scepter as well to make sure you don't get right-clicked by the Phantom Assassin. Man, the build of Jakiro, Force, Blink, Ghost Scepter, Yules. That's just utility at its finest.
Yeah, I could see that. And I'm wondering when the next fight's going to break out, considering Kekik has a DD rune. Could be looking for a good fight here. Gonna jump forward across the top, but he gets stuck in the trees! Oh, Kekik! That's unpleasant. However, now he gets turned around, 4-star out, looking for boys, but his damage is slowly being drained away by Vism. As the Earth Splitter comes down, everything going wrong here for Invasion. Vism picks up 1, make that 2 for boys here, and Ghost Scepter will try to buy time, but it does not matter. Elder Titan is now on the battlefield and causing all manner of havoc. That could have been beautiful, though, and it just all went awry to one single tree. And this is why Timbersaw hates them.
That was just too ridiculous to think about. I mean, what are the odds? Like, literally, that single tree screwing them over so bad, and not only to lose the fight, they suddenly lose 2 towers as well. Ogre still finishes his Aghanim Scepter, which is good, but they just gave away so much. And look at the net burst as well. Both the Razor and Phantom Assassin, they are creeping up to the Heroes of Invasion. And of course, overall, I think that play was way too aggressive. And with this, Razor has a BKB finished. So the Hex of FCFC, which is finished now, might get a lot less value. Unless he gets the Hex before the BKBs, of course. But man, that fight, that turnaround.
Yeah, I know. I'm making a note of that one right now so we can cut a highlight of that. That's just painful to watch. But I would watch it over and over again anyway.
But Faceless Void, even after that fight, still managed to finish up a Monkey King bar. So I guess that's gonna be nice. Maybe he's expecting... against Blur, of course, is kind of necessary. Possibly Phoenix might be going for a Heaven's Halberd at one point as well as the next item. So Monkey King bar gonna be nice. Great damage output, of course. You're not gonna miss the Phantom Assassin, which you can't really allow to have happen. But Missy up to 3.1k gold. Is it the Basher next for him?
I should think so, yeah. The Basher would make a lot of sense. It already has his BKB, got his Cleaver. I should think a BKB could do... a Basher could do some good work and then build it into the Abyssal Blade. There's your Basher. Abyssal Blade next.
Well, FC, he's on the hunt. Unfortunately, Boys just placed the ward there before, so he saw Faceless Void and is backing off, but it's an E-Blade finish for Chonya.
I can't say I expected that. I suppose he had all the money in the world after that last team fight. E-Blade for him. I suppose, how much damage is this actually going to do? It's, mathematics don't fail me now. It's 2x primary attribute plus 75. Primary strength, so that's 62. 124. About 200 damage.
Well, I guess if you combo it up with like a supernova or just any of Phoenix's spells, it might do or might be fine, but is it just mainly to be used defensively on somebody who gets focused by like a massive amount of faceless void right clicks or something?
Yeah,
or?
that's what I'm thinking it's there for. They're not the damage. It's not a morphling level of damage. But I suppose the amplification does stack to an extent with the natural order.
Well, that is true enough, so it can do still a reasonable amount of damage, not the most. Maybe if you can combo it up with the Earth Splitter, it's going to do quite a lot, just because Earth Splitter, it does 35% of your just max HP pool. So the tankier you are, the more Earth Splitter can do, and if you're E-Bladed at the same time, it's going to be a pretty sick combination, but not the easiest one to land, of course.
No, not the easiest one by far, and it seems like we're starting to converge on an ogre here. Underminer, they're certainly trying to fight this one in. ADTR does drop the first multicast, but look how quick ADTR will fall to the damage. It just, you cannot stand versus that. Elder Titan, though, will go down as an exchange, will he? Well, he was dropping. At least he was. No, he's safe.
Yeah, Necrobooks were farmed up by Missy as well, I believe. So more gold, more XP to him. Things, I mean, Invasion, they were looking extremely good, but looking at the graphs now, they still have about a 9k network fleet, but it doesn't feel like it. XP only 3000, which doesn't mean anything at all at this point anymore. So Invasion, they're maybe not exactly losing grip of this game, but they don't have a firm hold on it anymore.
No, they don't, and that is starting to become a worrying thing for Invasion, considering we both put our money on them.
It's just Phantom Assassin, man. He can be so strong, although it's not like Phantom Assassin, even with a Battle Fury, doesn't have the craziest amount of farm. I mean, he's not number one, and Razor, he's keeping up with that hero as well. Going for a Refresher Orb by the looks of it next. Has to believe in staff for it. So he's gonna have double BKBs, double ultimates, which are level 3 as well. They are doing really well for themselves, and can a Faceless Void and Invoker fight up against a Razor and a Phantom Assassin both, especially backed up by the Elder Titan?
If they can catch him with the BKBs down, then yes, they certainly can. And these BKBs are starting to run off in terms of duration, considering. But, well, you wanted a fight. You can bring down the Razor very easily with the Void, especially if you invest the Chrono.
So they find the kill, but I have a funny feeling, unfortunately, that this is gonna be just one kill in the like next 3-4 minutes.
You don't think they're going to push this advantage?
I hope they are, but with the way this game has been going, they might not feel confident enough to do so.
I'm wondering what Kekik will choose for his next item in this case, because he's already got the Mjolnir, BKB, MKB, Mask. What's his last slot?
Well, I guess you can try to go for something like a Butterfly, maybe?
I suppose a Butterfly could work. I mean, it's more damage, it's not giving you
Or
much
you can
health.
always go for a Refresher, man.
Don't be at that again. We've seen that enough today.
I mean, it would. I think it might like be necessary to shut down both the Razor and Phantom Assassin for an extended period of time, because if those two heroes don't do damage, you can win the fight. But if Phantom Assassin, especially with him having a full Helm of the Dominator with the lifesteal, just a few crits and he can be back to full HP if he's lucky enough. You cannot really allow the Phantom Assassin to have any uptime if you can help it.
I can agree to that, but right now it's a case of it's time for Roshan again. And with Missy here, this will fall very damn quick. Natural order as well. This Roshan is toast. And after this Roshan, what do you really do? You can't really do anything else if you're Invasion. Invasion are just going to have to sit back and wait for the Aegis. They can't risk fighting Missy like this, especially when Missy is starting to deliver crits.
I know what we can do. We can time the 3 to 4 minutes from the last kill, which was pretty much 2 minutes ago by now already. So, man, this game, it started off nice. I guess we have at least, well, we have almost 1 kill per minute at the moment. Almost. At least that's something, I guess. I don't know. Things have been slow, but they jump in onto Vism again. The Chronosphere catches him almost just at the edge, and with FC helping out with the alacrity, that is going to be a kill, and that's no buyback on him.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn big kill. taking him out with this buyback. If they can now kill Missy, that will be perfect. But again, they use the Chronosphere for that. That's a single-man Chronosphere. Sure, it's the Razor, but...
Hex into double Fire Blast is going to be their choice, or it's going to be the chance for them if they can get it.
I suppose. And Ogre, he's still only got level 2 multicast. Doesn't have the level 16 yet, so that's not going to happen quite yet. But in comes a swap. They're going to bring down FZ with no problems at all. Respect Missy's damage, because if you get crit, your face is just going to come clean off.
That was a 1400 crit. 14 freaking hundred. Kechik though will split push at the same time. Will force out the glyph at least. But, oh, he didn't time walk away immediately. Unfortunately, CK does not have an Ice Buff, but, oh god, they're still keeping Kechik there with a nice Echo Stomp, but they don't have enough heroes there to properly deal with him. But 1400 crits. You can even kill a Faceless Void with just like 2 right clicks with that. If it doesn't backtrack, of course.
Yeah, that's a big if, though, and we've got to consider how this Void has been so far this game. We've seen a good few dodges, we've seen a good few backtracks, and right now we're starting to close in on really the lethal push for Invasion if they can kill the Phantom Assassin. If they can bring down the Phantom Assassin, the base is theirs. That's a very tall order to accomplish.
Yeah, and soon enough, Missy's gonna have enough for buyback as well, so you're going up against pretty much 3 Templar Assassins, at least until he has the Aegis. So Invasion, they might want to wait out the Aegis and then go for the decisive strike, because just getting the Aegis and not even forcing a buyback on Phantom Assassin might just not be good enough for you.
Yeah, certainly I could believe that. And I'm just wondering what Invasion are really waiting for. They've got the Chronosphere ready again. Is it just a case of, do we wait for one more item on our Void? I mean, we're already at, what, 4.7k gold on him? But what item would that be? I mean, I don't see any MKBs on the enemy team, so a Butterfly would give him a lot of survivability. It seems it's time for a tier 1 push once more, and Invasion. They seem to be content with losing this tier 1 tower, but we do have that ability to fight. Look at this grouping up. Thing is, also look at how Underminer are grouped. They've got boys right at the back, ready to swap out anyone that gets caught untowardly.
Twin-headed rat, man, at work again. Ghost going for the split push, but there's the Hex onto Visam. FC doesn't have just not nearly enough for the solo kill. Kechik will pop the Chrono, will catch 2 CK just on the edge of it. Swap back from boys immediately. They're gonna get boys instead though. Just get anything they can. Ice Path, Fuel Scepter, Visam gets the BKB, but the Death doing so much damage. River Splitter does make it so that Invasion cannot follow up, but still a pretty good fight. Taking 2 heroes, getting a BKB charge out of Razor, which is... well, that was the 10-second BKB. How long has he had the BKB? Forever is the right answer. But I actually thought about Faceless Void might want to go for an AC, for example.
An AC on the Void, it could work, help him tank up, but he doesn't really need that. What he needs is evasion. Evasion isn't mitigated at all by the Elder Titan or the rest of the lineup, and they're just going to go in, they're going to commit. Missy will fall, Aegis is forced, BKBs come out from Kekik, they're looking to bring down Vism. A couple more right clicks could seal the deal, but not going to be a very easy one to do. Now Missy comes out, BKB swinging. If they can kill anyone on the lineup for Invasion, it could help, but just everyone retreats the second that Aegis was forced. Now, this is advantage Invasion, even playing field once again, and a full Butterfly complete for that Faceless Void.
If only they had a Chronosphere, but they might not even need it. The damage output is pretty significant. Just look at the Rex going down. They are rather grouped up, but Underminer don't have anything to punish this, so they just escape, get the melee Rex, and back the hell off.
Aye, they might even try to split the Underminer team up right now. Vism, he didn't have really any confidence in which way he should go chasing that. And they realized chasing this is probably a bad idea. They did lose a melee Rax at the end of the day, sorry. And that's pretty damn big. That is pretty damn big.
Yeah, it certainly is. So finally Invasion managed to break high ground, and even though Phantom Assassin was alive, it just couldn't do anything about this. And All Phoenix, of course, as well, he died before already, I do believe, and just unable to use his Supernova for anything at all. And there's the jump onto Visam. They don't have the Chrono. They do. Oh, Catch is free as well. He gets the 1 kill. Razor this time around. He has buyback. He will set it up though. Will there be a follow-up BKB from Kechik? He escapes the Echo Stomp. Time Walk coming off cooldown, so he's safe. And I think I saw something picked up now. Oh, yeah, it was Jakiro, level 2 Dagon.
What?
Yeah, that happened, man. Level 2 Dagon.
You go for a Dagon instead of a Veil of Discord. Ah! God damn it.
Maledict into Dagon, is that the plan for them, or
I'm guessing so.
or you just see somebody Ghost Scepter himself, you just Dagon them? I don't know.
I'm guessing so. Either will work, I suppose, as much as I would like to see a Veil. There's going to be a table flip later.
That's still kind of a weird pickup. Just if you have level 4, level 2 Dagon rather, costs about like 4k-ish gold. So
I know.
Just go for Hex, man.
A Hex or the Veil. I mean, I'm salty that there is no Veil. I'm saltier that instead of a Veil, there's a Dagon.
I don't know, maybe he wants to see the TI4 Dagon effect or something, hasn't had the chance, but oh, Missy, he gets hexed up again. Look at those bashes. Nice swap from Boys though. They could not have afforded the Phantom Assassin to die, so crucial swap from Vengeful. Almost a little bit too late even with that, but they do say Phantom Assassin for now.
That was without Chrono, but speaking of Chrono, here we go once more. Vism gets caught out this time, and he's just going for the buildings. The buildings will fall. If they can bring down the Phoenix, that would be perfect, but no, the Supernova stun will trigger. They didn't go for Vism within the Chrono, which is a big problem, and now in comes Missy. They'll bring down the Faceless Void, which is huge, but he does have a buyback. Now in comes the Yules onto the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor tries to get some damage out at least, throws the cast, but it doesn't matter. It'll be 2 for 1, well, 2 for 1 and the range racks at the end of the day, as well as, oh, that's a top tier 3 as well. The twin-headed rat returned. Good God.
He well, got the range racks pretty low as well. We'll try to Ice Path onto Mystic. Can they get the necessary stuns? Multicast, not enough luck with the first one. Second one only a double as well. Sunstrike will not land. Missy didn't start backing off in time. Nice attempt nonetheless though, I have to say. But that Chronosphere earlier on, first of all the Tornado came out at the same time as the Chronosphere, so they didn't get the uptime, but oh, swap onto Ghost. Activates the Ghost Scepter, buys some extra time. We'll have the Blink, not using it. He had it for a second there. But now, can he blink out into the trees? Not into the trees, but I guess he's safe anyway.
This Jakiro is nuts. Ghost is playing incredibly well, even with the Deacon. But more importantly, he just baited a load of things, including the BKB of Missy. That BKB being used again is pretty damn huge. It's down to a 6-second duration now, on cooldown for another 40. Sunstrike! It lands, but it's not enough. CK, so close to death.
Oh man, that would have been huge, getting a kill like that. He wouldn't have had buyback for this. Razor though, Refresher Orb finished up with a Blink Dagger as well. So, they definitely can fight. But it's getting harder and harder for them to do so just because they are losing their base. Invasion, they are always rat Dotaing things out. Jakiro has the booster trials if he really needs to join the fight. But there's a Hex on Elder Titan. That might just get a surprise kill for themselves as well. Whether it will, it's a different matter, but at least they have the chance to just surprise them with the Hex. Get it on a Faceless Void, for example, before he activates his BKB, which is down to 5 seconds. So, doesn't have too much just free time to right click.
In complete agreement there. And as it stands, really, I'm thinking Roshan has to go now for invasion. They need that Roshan. If they can secure Roshan, then I think it might be time for that tier 3 push in the mid lane. Well, as well as the Nature's Rat, twin-headed rat pushing the top. But Satanic is now up for that Phantom Assassin, so that's going to spell some problems should she not be locked down and killed in the duration of a stun. But Faceless Void has himself an Aegis of Immortality, so it's time for business, it's time for work. What did he drop there? He dropped the Midas to carry the Aegis.
Probably the best decision as well. I mean, he's gotten... What? He had a Midas? Did the Faceless Void even have a Midas? I didn't even notice it.
I saw a Midas on the ground. It's... I know, it's
Invoker's Midas for the cheese.
Then what did he drop?
Oh, I guess it was his old boots, probably.
Possibly, although I don't think
Oh, Mask of Madness, Mask of Madness.
Oh, yeah, Mask. And he's courier toggling for it. Oh, he's got the mask up. He doesn't have his butterfly on him, though. Where's his butterfly?
They just screwed up beyond belief. They at least killed the Supernova, or can they? Yes, they can. Gagic barely gets it. Will get E-bladed a second too late there. FC, he's on the run as well. Is he 1 for 1 so far? They are on the run. They just screwed up so bad. We're gonna go over that later on. Gagic, he will lose his Aegis to a few crits of Missy. Gonna go for FC. They get the kill there as well. It's a 4 for 0, 3 for 0 with the Aegis, but Gagic, he gets hexed up straight after the Aegis. He's gonna maybe lose his life. Time walk forward, TP out. Oh my god, he actually gets to safety. But They hexed up Missy, they got the jump on Phantom Assassin, but they chronoed Elder Titan instead. I guess they didn't want the E-Blade to come out to defend Missy or onto the Faceless Void. But he had the BKB anyway. I don't know, they just screwed up on so many levels there.
They did, and I think that the viewer count right now says it all. 3-2-2 to that. Courier toggle, yes. Remember to pick up your butterfly. If that butterfly got killed by the enemy or left there for a little any longer, it would have died. And that would have been 6k gold swing instantaneously.
Well, positive note, Jakiro has an E-Blade as well. E-Blade take on Jakiro. Oh, gets jump upon by Visam. He activates even the Static Storm, and now the bashes come out. Oh my god, he gets the Time Walk anyway. Should be safe for now. One more bash would have done it. Had he finished up Abyssal Blade instead of Satanic, would have been enough by Missy, but Faceless Void does make it out, but E-Blade take on Jakiro.
What in Divinity's Edge is going on in this game?
And you have pause as well, man. Fun times.
Oh, great. I closed my eyes for a second there because I'm trying to fathom what has gone wrong in so many ways here. I mean, what in Divinity's Edge? Seriously. We've had E-Blades, we've had twin-headed rats, we've had butterflies dropped on the ground and left there by mistake, we've had... Oh...
So this game, I mean, we thought Invasion, they were pretty far ahead, but their lead has not increased at all. XP only a 3k difference now. Net worth still about 11,000 in their favor of Invasion. And they also got the range Rex down top lane, so at least they got that from the fight. So they're getting there. They have the lane advantage at least. So Underminer, even if they win the fight, it's gonna be hard for them to get anything after. But Kechik looked like he wanted to just solo Chrono Boys for a second, but Vengeful has a blink as well, so you have to be a little bit careful with going for Chronos like that.
Yeah, if you get one misstep now, it could effectively be over. I'm going to take a quick look at the net worth here. It's only a 10k lead for Invasion, down from 14. This is recoverable, especially considering the experience is starting to come back into Underminer's way quite heavily. Only less than a 4k experience lead. Sunstrike's going to drop, catching Missy out in that Chrono. The E-Blade's buying time, but BKBs, that removes the E-Blade effect, and now Vism in a bad way. Or is he? No, he's going to turn around with that BKB. It was in fact a Void in a bad way. Had to run away to stop his damage getting stolen, and all the BKBs have been popped across the board. At the loss of only a VS so far, all of the ults have nearly been used as well, except the Death Ward, really. But now we're looking for Vism. The Tornado thrown up. Not going to be able to kill him. It's just too damn hard right now.
And they lost the melee reactions because Twin-Headed Rat was just doing what he's done the entire game.
The rat is winning them this game. Are you kidding me?
Well, I have to say this was an excellent Chrono as well, although Missy did survive in the end. The Chrono was still so damn good. He had the luckiest Invis rune there, of course, as well. Underminer, they were so ready to come in themselves from the high ground of the secret shop, but they were the ones getting backstabbed just because of one random Invis rune.
I'm running out of words for the series of cataclysmic fails in consecutive order that we've seen.
Well, Kechikimba, he's gonna have a Refresher Orb next, has the Recipient of Living Staff. So even if he whiffs one Chrono, I guess you can always go for a second one now.
Yeah, but now in comes a swap. They're going to try to bring down Ghost. He gets massive crit and will fall. They killed the rat. The rat is down. But now they're just looking for more. All the Ghost Scepters. The Chrono does drop. Can they finish Missy? Yes, they damn well can. But Missy buys back immediately. So does the Vengeful Spirit. They need to kill this Phoenix Egg. If they all get stunned now, this is going to be very bad. The PA is coming back. All it'll take is one rogue crit to kill anyone here. But the Razor is killing just as much. They'll bring down the Ogre in the sidelines as well. Gem on the deck. And now TP. Where's this TP going? To the mid lane to try to stop the rat. The rat's at it again, pushing the lanes in. And just carnage everywhere. It's a 3-4-2 plus 2 buybacks in favor of, hell, technically in favor of Invasion, considering the buyback gold spent, but all of Underminer are alive and kicking right now. This is a bad thing for Invasion if we see a push right now, considering no buyback on any of the heroes for Invasion.
How far can they push though? I mean, they just have the side lanes to push out as well. Although Missy can easily do so, has the boots of travel to rejoin the team if need be. Sunstrike randomly onto Roshan scouting things out. But there's even a Hex now on Razor, so that's also going to mean double Hex, because he has the Refresher Orb. That's a pretty huge deal for them, especially since the BKBs are rather low on the invasion side. Invokers, well, I guess 7 seconds is pretty decent still, but faces wide with only 5. But will at least have the double ultimate, man. This game, I did not really think this game is going to go to 54 minutes. By the way, Invasion were just kind of owning the first like 15 minutes.
Yeah, by the way, this game gets a little bit more tricky right now because we've got the courier refresher, courtesy of Kekik. On top of all of that, when he's going to grab the gem, on top of all of that, we now have a second courier as well that's going to be doing the legwork. So 2 couriers. But now we're looking for the chrono. They go on to Missy, but the Hex is there. Fizzum does get caught. Now, as we get the Macropie combination, the BKBs are all up. They're trying to bring down the Razor, but that's not exactly an easy order of business. Boys will be the target. He will be first to fall. But still, you've got Ghost now going toe-to-toe with Missy. The Death Ward doing so much work. Ice Path slows. Down goes the Phantom Assassin.
Well, this might just be GG. 120 seconds without the Phantom Assassin. You only need 1 extra set of racks. I don't think Underminer can even come back, even with a farmed Phantom Assassin from supersized Mega Creeps. Although Radiant Courier got sniped. Refresher Orb down.
I don't think the Refresher Orb matters right now, considering the second that fight was won on the bottom lane, Ghost, Boots of Travels, top lane, and the Rat was at it again.
Good old Rat, man. Good old Rat.
Never say those words again to me.
Oh, but Ghost, he's played an amazing game so far.
He has, but you know how much I hate Rat Dota, and now to see a Jakiro Rat.
It's tactical Dota, man, but the Hex on Kajik, they might get the kill, but I don't think they have enough damage, especially with the stuns coming out. They need to kill the Supernova, though. With the BKB, he might have it. Nope, he goes down instead. So that's Razor down. They're going to get FC with the Hex and the Sunray to follow as well, or never mind, Sunray does end. Now, BKB activated from FC, will escape with the Ghost Walk. Multicast onto CK, my freaking god. A quad 1 and a triple 1 to follow. He does go down to the After Storm Dokechik. He comes back already, has the Chronosphere in 1 second. Is he going to pop it? Doesn't want to probably. Alacrity is there as well. Just needs the 1 time lock. Maledict will help out as well a little bit. Razor has buyback, but they have the Chrono. This really must be GG, right? There's no way they can not take these racks.
I hope so, considering but the calamity of fails we've seen so far, if history is to be repeated, they're all falling back away. And right now, well, Sunstroke's going to drop and kill off the Elder Titan, but what are they waiting for? Are they honestly waiting for Roshan instead of finishing the game when they've got the Phoenix dead as well as the Phantom Assassin?
Well,
they are! What is going on?
They thought that it might be up, but I guess they had the timing a little bit off, or they were hopeful that it had a fast respawn. So this kind of a opportunity missed, but they might still get the range racks at least. Although it's not going to be super-sized Mega Creep, so Underminer will still be alive. Or never mind, they go for it, the Glyph. It's just coming off cooldown. The Chronosphere only catches Missy, but that is enough. They time walk away. They're not even going to stay for the kill. They just make themselves scarce and just PvE, let it start.
Right now, Underminer need a rapier. Do they have a rapier? Can they afford a rapier? No, they can't. Not on either of their cores.
Also, it's just desperation time, right? Straight down the mid lane, hope to win a fight and win game.
I guess. I guess. Right now, really, it's their only hope. They have to go for the GG push and have, I guess, Missy deal with all of the creeps, considering has the cleave with the Battle Fury.
Actually, funny enough, I mean, he doesn't have too many damaging items, although he hits quite hard still, especially if he crits. But Battle Fury and just a single basher, not even finished up a Whistleblade. It's definitely scary, but even he isn't pushing out the lanes that fast just because the creeps are that crazy strong now.
Well, he has to also respect the fact that you've got FZ lurking in the sidelines ready to kill him should he misstep, although I believe Missy might actually come out in front on that fight, but now in comes that forward front push from Invasion. They want to end this, they want to ensure that there's no GG push coming out of them, and the FSGs are starting to go down. This is time running out so damn quickly here for Underminer even.
Yeah, and the thing is that Underminer, they can only push in the top lane, just because there are still tier 2s also standing on the other lanes. So their chances of just like winning one huge team fight and getting counter ancient, they are so slim.
They're at Roshan again. They have mega creeps and they're doing Roshan.
Well, you have thrown enough for this game, so just play it safe now.
I see. I see. The mass pings are going out, though, into the mid lane. They realise something's a bit amiss, and everyone's just going to hold and defend. Megas, they brought down the tier 4s. The Ancient still stands, nearly unscathed. But are they really going to try to fight into Megas?
Well, maybe so. Well, Underminer, they're definitely gonna hang on as long as just Invasion let them. But Invasion, they have 3 of their own buybacks. Witch Doctor will have it soon enough as well if he just wants to save up for it. So they have double chrono, they have the refresher or 1k chicks person, but they are waiting for Underminer to come, but they cannot leave the base.
No, they really can't. They leave the base, they lose the Ancient.
Still, it's so funny to see Invasion is like, guys, let's just wait in their jungle until the game ends. just wait.
We got travels on the courier now, so I'm guessing that means, yeah, refresher being carried by the Void. And he's just going to help himself to some more Ancients, because why not? Let's try to go for 500 CS.
It doesn't feel like Underminer have enough to just deal with the Mega. Even if they're all at the base, they still just lose just health on the Ancient.
Yeah, this game should be done. All Invasion need to do really is walk up high ground.
Well, they're definitely playing it safe now. Oh wow, this game, man. This game. Thank God that the first series didn't go to game 3, but Missy, he pops his BKB. Can he do enough? The Chronospheres are there. There's the first Chrono on to Ysam only. Refresher Orb not used yet, but man fighting Missy in the Macro Fire, deafening blast as well. He has buyback, forced to use it. Ysam does run into the Macro Fire for some weird reason. Ice Pathed up. Well, if it wasn't GG before, it is now.
Yeah. And this is only game number 1. They're going to put us through all manner of nightmares again.
Kechikima just chronos his entire team and goes for the Ancient kill himself. Oh, but yeah, like you said, it was only game number 1. A pretty damn long one, but I have to say Underminer, I'm pleasantly surprised by their performance, I guess. Just holding their own against Invasion for a really extended period of time.
I suppose, yes. I'm sorry, my mind is just frazzled. Hell, my mind unravels from this shenanigan.
It's definitely not the most common of things to happen. But guys, having said that, we are going to head now into game number 2. Hopefully, there aren't going to be any delays with starting it. Fingers crossed. But having said that, hopefully you enjoyed the game as was the cast. If you did, you can follow us for more content on HeflaTV. It is HeflaTV on both Facebook and Twitter. For the casters, it's @Coacher for me everywhere pretty much. @Mr_Blackadder for my co-caster. But see you guys for game number 2.